Hello, welcome to another video by Indicator Vault. And in this video, we are going to go over the justified price zone indicator. And it is, in short, a type of supply demand pro indicator in that it is going to help spot reversals. But what it is also using for its algo, its formula to find these zones, is it is incorporating a type of volume analysis as well. As we can see here on the bottom part, as I zoom in here, it'll show volume as well. And we're on the NASDAQ E-mini futures chart, the 1 hour chart here. And what this is going to do as it calculates both volume and price action characteristics, it is going to find areas where it is very likely to reverse from. And what it will do, as you can also see here with these two zones here, along with these zones, you will notice it is a different hue, a different shading of green for these bullish zones. And what that is doing is, as price tests these zones, it is verifying how likely it is to reverse and how strong this zone is going to hold. So for instance, if we look at this very bottom zone here, the indicator has found a zone right here with this candle taken into the volume and the certain price action fractals going on in here. It has marked out this zone. We get a buy alert here, both, showing a willingness to move up, comes back to retest the zone, a long and strong move up here, comes back, retests it again, does not even break it, with another buy alert here, paired with another strong move up. So with this stronger color of green, with each test of the zone, it is going to keep showing us how strong this zone is holding. And of course, we can see here, all within this, short time frame here, these 4 buy alerts appearing, zone marked, buy alert, retest it, another move up, doesn't quite retest it here, but still, we can see a great trade here, strong move up, and a lot of consolidating, not necessarily super strong price action as far as impulsive and strong expansion moves. But the point is, this zone is still holding, price has not gone below it. And then we see here, a new zone has formed. It is a weaker shade of green. As we see right now, we just have 1 buy alert forming. It has not been retested yet. And we have the exact same here as well. Still some move up, but no retest yet to, verify the strength of this zone yet. And as you can see here, the top of this purple zone is we would call a weak zone at the moment, which means it has not been tested at all yet. So this is a bearish zone, whereas obviously the other ones we have gone over have been bullish zones. This is a bearish one, but it's not yet been tested. So it is a weak one. So when you come up to these, as we can see now, price is getting very close to it. I would expect it to hit it this week. We need more confirmations once we get to this zone for a bearish move down, just because we are unsure of how strong it is, of how much it is going to hold and create another lower low. Whereas, contradicting what we see here, where we see strong zone with more momentum up, that these zones, have verified their strength and the ability to continue to move price up. Now, another feature I want to go over is the show zone turncoat setting in here. And what this is going to do is basically the turncoat term is showing you what would be a bullish zone that was broken and now becomes resistance, and then vice versa, a resistance zone that is broken and then becomes support. And of course, you can customize the colors for all of them. And I just wanted to show this example here where this orange zone is the turncoat zone. We see the zone was found here, and we actually got a buy alert here. And so this is showing as, you know, a bullish zone once this is here, but obviously we can see right above it is a strong bearish zone. And so taking buys here, I would, even though this zone met the criteria of, you know, a bullish zone, at the time it would have been a weak one with not much, you know, retest going on, and coming up against a strong bearish one with, you know, before this buy alert, 4 sell alerts all inside of this zone, and just not showing much strength to want to break above it. And so what do we have? It keeps retesting it, and right here breaks below it, we get a sell alert, and it is now considered a, you know, it is not considered a support zone anymore, but a resistance. And as we can see here, a sharp, even if, you know, after this candle close, you sell on the next one with maybe a stop above the most recent high and a very strong sharp down move here. And so great confirmation that even though, you know, in this example, you at this point you would have had conflicting ideas, you know, a buy alert coming against a strong sell zone with some sell alerts. But once we see it turn from the green, what would have been a green, into this orange with another sell alert, that is our confirmation to take a sell here. And as we can see here, just a very sharp move down. And then one last example I wanted to do as I move here to the 15-minute time frame now. And we can see here in all this recent price action, we only have support zones or demand zones pushing price higher. And so this is also just in general, a great, when you have volume incorporated, not just price action, because many price action patterns and fractals, you know, don't just give great confirmation by themselves. When you can incorporate other things like volume and fundamentals, for instance, with, you know, especially with futures and stocks, they have seasonality tendencies that very much work out very well if you are into those. So for instance, if you're on a strong bullish season for NASDAQ and you see a number of demand zones or these support zones showing on your chart, you should really just be looking for buys, in my opinion. Sure, on lower time frames like the 15-minute, you could look for some scalps down, but you're going to get incredible buy setups if you even just focus on fundamentals and with using volume along with the price action. They are going to bring great results for you. And so I say that because I want to bring in the order block gen indicator as well and pair it with this. And we can see here, it finds a number of bearish order blocks, which is great. And each one plays out well enough. Again, if you're into scalping, you can do that. But if you're into longer term plays, or at least intraday plays, where you can find maybe the, you know, the low of the day in this example and hold, you know, for the whole trading hours and sell at the top, then you really just want to be looking for the buy order blocks aligning with, you know, a support zone. And so as we can see here, some overlapping zones with plenty of buy alerts. And then the order block gen kicks in here. You see how that order block is forming right inside this retest, which you could easily take, a buy here, since we already have these number of alerts, making it a verified strong zone. Pushes up, you would have caught the low of the day, moving up into not quite, the next highest high, but still a great move holding overnight. And then marking out this order block, as we can see, this order block that is forming inside the support zone, price comes right back into it. And again, you're catching the low of the day, just looking for buys. And then what do we have here? Let me zoom in. Another order block form. Price doesn't quite get down to retest the order block, but in my opinion, we would have already been buying at this order block. If you want a more conservative entry, you would have put it at this demand zone again, which you wouldn't have quite gotten filled. But still, if you're anywhere in here, would have been a great entry, believing for this low to hold, which it did. And then right here again, another support zone. And then, as you can see here, a weaker one because it hasn't been tested as much, but another support zone, multiple buy alerts right here. And we can see just another sharp move up since last week. So I want to put that on here and point out, a indicator like the order block gen will give great, scalping entries here, where these bearish order blocks are holding for some shorter moves. But if you are looking at the justified price zone indicator and it is only showing you continued bullish zones to trade from, that should give you just plenty of bias alone that, looking for buys is going to be the best way to go until something changes, until we see a strong bearish or, resistance zone show with, order blocks holding and creating more expansive moves towards the downside. Until we see something like that, at least here on the 15-minute chart, on different time frames, it could show something different. And that'll depend on your own trading style and the strategy you use. But it is a great filter for bias. If this is something you're seeing and no strong resistance zones are showing, then just look for buys and they will be playing out great. So I hope this video was helpful. And until next time, best of luck trading.